No data pack is complete without the enable sheep punching functionality. Nice. More sheepies? Nice. Oh. You want to see what I've been working on? And boop! What's all this coarse dirt doing around me? If you don't know, one of the last projects I worked on back in the day was the Alf-esque. It was a project I think back in 1.8.5 that mimicked some of the mechanics in the beta and some of the alpha versions in Minecraft. And one of those was the ability to get seeds from just hoeing grass. There's one right there. Back in the day, when we had that conversion from standard repeating chain command blocks into the new data packs, that was something that kind of intimidated me. Looking at it now, it was actually quite simple to learn, but trying to figure that out at that point in my life, it's like, I'm just gonna take a break. I'm not gonna worry about it. But now that I have taken a little bit of time to learn it, and I'm still kind of figuring it out, I've gotten really excited for it. So you might be asking yourself, Lamigno, like, what the heck is this? Why are you back? Well, the thing is that I've been quite busy the past couple of years. I've been doing a lot. I've been to a lot of different places, and I've kind of refound my love and joy of wanting to make and share that with all of you. So right now, this is just a little project that I've been working on, just trying to update the old Alf-esque project. I've called it Alfine now. We've got this nice little settings menu so you can select all the different kinds of functionalities from the beta or even the alpha build. Again, I wouldn't, like, this was one of those projects that as I was working on it, it was like, you know what? There was a reason that this was patched out in those older versions. This isn't exactly a fun mechanic, but I was enjoying making it as just sort of a learning project, figuring out how this whole thing works, and it's gotten me really excited to revisit some of the older projects I have, server projects, the pack mod projects, some adventure map projects that I've always wanted to work on, stories that I wanted to tell, adventures that I wanted to take you guys on. And now you might be wondering, so are you back? You're gonna start doing some Minecraft stuff with us now? And the answer is yes, but also I've been doing a lot more in the time that I've been gone, as I'm sure you can tell. Some things I'm still learning. I've been, like, ever since 2018, I've been learning how to code. I've always wanted to make video games and stuff like that. I've been learning how to draw. I've been making music my whole life. By that I mean I just play piano, which I really enjoy, and I want to start making music, just no real big pieces of music. In fact, right now as I'm talking, I'm thinking about maybe I'll record on my keyboard that I have, like just I'll improv a song and I'll overlay it. I'm not sure how well that would sound or feel, but I'll try it out. I want to make as many excuses as I can to start making a lot of projects here, because I'm excited to, I just want to share them with you guys. I'm sure the big question you're wondering is, Lamigno, like, where have you been? What have you been doing? And that's a good thing to bring up. I've been actually quite busy with a lot of things. So 5 years ago was an interesting time in my life. I was in college and I withdrew because I realized that I wasn't spending the time there to learn something that I knew I could make money off of. And a lot of my friends who had already graduated college, they were just in debt and they were in a job that didn't use their degree, just paying it off. And that kind of spooked me out a bit. And so I realized that I didn't want to go to college and end up spending a lot of time learning something that I couldn't use. And so I left. I withdrew after about 3 semesters, but unfortunately when I withdrew, I didn't really have a place to stay at per se. I had a friend with me who I knew very well in college, and she let me stay with her family up for a time. But I couldn't stay there for too long, and so I had to leave. Like, I didn't want to mooch off of them any more than I could. But unfortunately, I didn't really have anywhere else to go. I had a family, but they lived, 1,000 miles away from where I was at, and I couldn't really make it to them. And at the same time, I realized that I wanted to figure myself out a bit. I wanted to kind of experience the world a bit differently. So I kind of just hitchhiked a bit, learned a lot about the world. I learned different jobs. I worked on horse ranches, farms, vineyards, tractor shop, which was a very interesting place to work for a time. Eventually I came back to the city, worked as a cashier at Babies R Us, and for those of you who don't know, you might know that Toys R Us closed down some time ago, and they had an offshoot called Babies R Us, which basically sold baby toys and things like that. So I worked there as a cashier for a couple months, and I worked at a Dairy Queen for a year or so, and of course this whole time I don't actually have a place to stay. I'm sleeping outside, which wasn't all that bad, to be totally honest. I mean, it was cold on most nights, but you really get to see the world, and you get to see yourself in a different way when you kind of put yourself in that line, when you kind of put yourself in a survival situation, as it were. And you got to wake up with the stars, waking up at 3, 4 in the morning in the city when there's no cars on the road. You have the whole city to yourself, and it's quiet and peaceful, and you get to watch the sunrise and stuff like that. Like, just every morning you get to see that. Oh, come on, give me the sunrise. You get to see that beautiful band of gray that appears between where the day and the night end. And I tell you what, as rough as some of those nights were, I lived for the magentas and the pinks of the sunrise. Those were good times. That was a good, they were rough, but they had their good experiences. Met a lot of rough people out on the road, I tell you what. Kind of had to get into a tussle a few times out there, but you try your best not to let those bog you down. You have to really pay attention to the positive moments, and there were plenty of them. But anyway, so as you can probably tell, I'm just rambling right now. Like, this is just the first recording that I've done in a long time, kind of just to update you guys on what's going on. I really want to make a Lamodded server again. That was something I was really passionate about back in the day. I loved just making up stuff, but unfortunately, back when I was making commands and all these repeating chain command arrays, I never actually wrote them down in any kind of text file. They were all in here, and I still have most of the world files that they were in, which for example, converting this, like, sure, you go into a command block, copy and paste out the code, and you put it somewhere else, and it's easy peasy. But unfortunately, when you're in a situation where you've been, for example, this is the alfesc that I've been splicing right now. I've been going through all the command blocks and taking them out, putting them into a data pack. The problem is that for some of them they're easy, but for some like this, you look at it and you're like, maybe this is something you need to write an MC edit filter for. And I don't even know what's going on with MC edit. Like, it's changed a bit. It doesn't technically exist. It's open source now. But for the past 3 days, I've just been dismantling all these command blocks. I'm putting them into a little data pack. I'm running OBS right now, so I'm not sure if it will show up on screen, but I've got Visual Studio Code right now. It's been helping me out a lot with converting all these commands into a data pack structure. And so I've got most of them over from alfesc now, and I've renamed it to Alfine. I'm going to release that soon once I kind of figure out how I'm going to start doing my recordings again. But along with doing all that, I'm gonna I've been coding a lot as well. Back when I was a kid, and there was this software program called Game Maker Studio, back when it was just Game Maker Studio 1.4, and I was never really good at coding back then. In fact, it kind of intimidated me a lot. Back in 2008, I decided to take it up again. I've been really just going at it, learning a lot about how to code and do all this stuff. I actually did release a game. It's a really tiny game that I just wanted to see myself get done really quick for a game jam I did. It took about 3 days to do, 1 day to code it all together. Again, it's a really simple game, and 2 days to animate it, which that was interesting. It taught me a lot about my animation process and definitely ways I can fix it. I'll link you guys to my game making account as well on itch.io in case you're ever wondering what the M in my username stands for. It's Maywin. Maywin is sort of one of the names that I've picked up over the years, and it's one that's really stuck with me. And it's the name I've decided to use when I started learning all this code and stuff and starting to release games and stuff. So for in Minecraft, I am LM or Lemigno, but in the gaming scene and the coding scene, I am Maywin. And so I'll leave that information to you guys in the description if you're still interested. So yeah, I've been drawing a bit, but I'm definitely ways off before I'm confident enough to show you guys what I've been doing there. But I'm excited. I really want to start making videos for you guys again. I really want to experiment with commands. I'm looking to have fun again. Now that my life is settled and I kind of have a place of my own and I can do these things again. And so I'm not sure how long I've been recording for, but if you've watched this far, thank you for your support and still being interested in my channel. I know it's been a while since I've been here, but yeah, it'll be good. And I promise that I'll do my best to deliver the best content that I can, and we'll just have fun. So thank you for tuning in. Take care. Love you.